What's up, Tricology family, and welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Talk. For today's episode, we don't have much to talk about, but we do have a movie review for y'all today. And I'm going to be talking about Joker Folie for Deux, the sequel to the first Joker that came out in 2019. And this is the return of Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, aka Joker, with Lady Gaga joining the film as his love interest, Lee Quazon, also known as Harley Quinn. Where do I start? You know what? Let me just give you guys the good in the movie. Okay, so that's the best thing we could do. We'll talk about the good first, and then we'll talk about the bad, and then give my epic rank on this. So, the good thing I can say about this film is it was a courtroom drama with a dark musical drama. So I'll talk about the musical in a second. So the chemistry between Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga was super great. The cinematography, the production design, the costumes, and the sound design, everything was good. Now, let's get into the bad and the mixed feelings that I had for this. Now, when they first say that this was going to be a musical, I was like, what? I was like, okay, let me see what they was going to do with this. And they wasn't lying. It was a full musical, y'all. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything. But I know most of y'all are not going to watch this film. But hey, for those out there that still want to watch it, but hey, I'm not going to spoil anything. So back to the review. Like I said, I had mixed feelings with the musical. So there are some scenes that absolutely worked as far as the musical is concerned. And there are some scenes that really didn't even have to need a musical in there. So, what else? Now, if y'all remember, in the very first movie, so let me just say, let me say this before I go back to the first one. So, in this second one, they did have some violence, but they kind of toned it down a bit. And the reason I say they toned it down a bit, if y'all remember, in the very first Joker movie, the violence in that movie, and when that movie first came out, if y'all remembered, when they had security and police out there, in every theater, to check all the people's bags and stuff to make sure they ain't gonna do no crazy stuff. Because if y'all remember, back in 2012, when Dark Knight Rises, the Dark Knight Rises came out, and there was a massive shooting in Denver, Colorado. Yeah, y'all remember that, right? And then fast forward to 2019, when the first Joker came out, they had all the securities, they had all the police force that came out there to check everyone's bags and make sure they ain't gonna do no crazy stuff, because in this movie they talk about mental health issues, and all the violence in there that might make people go mad and stuff, because they might have something going on in their personal life, knowing they just might go out bad crazy and just shooting people. But thank God that nothing happened, so everyone had a good time with the first Joker, so nothing really happened, so everything was good from there. But they didn't show the movie in Denver, Colorado, so like I said, they didn't want no repeat of what happened in 2012, what happened in Denver, Colorado, so they didn't show the movie. But in the end, the first Joker, as I mentioned, made $1 billion. Okay, and it won a few Oscars. Even Joaquin Phoenix won Best Actor for his role. So now, going back to Joker Folie Deux, their budget was $200 million. And I'm looking at this box office for the first weekend. So It made $121 million. Do y'all think it will break even? I don't think so. So that brings me to another point, as I wanted to mention. So you guys know Hollywood has like the throwaway agenda like in every their movies. So I myself, I can take agenda. I don't mind agenda as long as it don't override, the story, the narrative of the movie. That everything is fine. But if it do override the story and the negatives, and it falls flat because of the agenda, then it's gonna be bad. So, the, so that's all much I can say. So this is exactly why Hollywood is suffering because of some of his movies, and this is why myself in the indie and independent scene and everyone else that's in the India independent scene is thriving through the industry right now because we know how to make original storytelling and original films so that everybody can watch. And as I also want to mention, A24, Blumhouse, Lionsgate, Netflix, Prime Video, and other like streaming or any other studio film productions know how to make your original stuff and out to the world because anytime if a movie makes like a bunch of $1 million or $1 billion in the box office, they feel like, oh, that it needs to be a sequel. But if you're gonna do a sequel, it needs to be at least as good or better than the first one. And this movie, Joker Folie Deux, did not live up to the expectations. I feel like Warner Brothers and DC just told Todd Phillips like, oh, this no, the first Joker made $1 billion. We got to make a second one. I was like, no, you're only doing it just for the cash grab, and you want to just like put a musical there that thinking that it's gonna bring everybody out. Like, no, that's not gonna work. Like, and like I said for the musical, like I'm not. I love musicals. Like, you can watch a Disney movie for musicals. You can go on Broadway for musicals. And there are certain films like that has musical elements that can absolutely work for their film based on the theme. Like I think the most recent musical I saw was the Wonka movie. The I wouldn't say like it's kind of a remake, but it's more like a reboot. Not a reboot. A prequel to the Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory. The Wonka movie with Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, that was a really good musical, but because it fits the theme. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna put like a certain element to the movie, it gotta fit the theme. So I get what they was trying to do because they did have like Joker and Harley like do musical stuff and like back like in comics or like based on past DC like shows, but like I said before, some elements work as far as the musical, but some parts did not work. That's all much I can say. And the ending, I don't even have to talk about the ending because it freaking sucked. If I had the movie in the palm of my hands, I would absolutely change the ending. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. If y'all brave enough to go see the movie, you will be pissed as well. So that's pretty much all I can say. So for the grade, I'm gonna give it a C minus and 5 out of 10. So even though it was beautifully shot, but it just didn't live up the expectations as they wanted it to be. So you can either see it in theaters or just skip it and wait to rent it at home. So that's all pretty much I can say. And that's it for today's episode. So I just want to remind y'all that next week there won't be an episode, but I will be back the following week. The reason I won't be here next week, I'll be dealing with with personal family matters. So yeah, that's all much I can say. If y'all have seen my social media and all that stuff, so yeah. And but I will be back the following week. And with that being said, if you're watching me on YouTube or listening to me on YouTube Music, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell when new videos and episodes are uploaded. And of course, if you're listening to me on Spotify or at Apple Podcasts, don't forget to follow me there as well. And with that being said, this is Trico, and I'm signing off, y'all. Peace.